Hey, what's up, guys? Brent Marino here, and I'm doing something that I wish I would have done when I first got started in real estate investing. I'm doing it now. I've been doing it for several years now, and it's paid off in spades. And that is documenting the journey of launching a business and what it's like. And we, as in my business partner in Cash Homes, Alabama, Melvin Dixon, he's not here currently, but we're launching a new business. And if you guys don't know who I am, I'm an investor who primarily invests and got my start in real estate. That's what I've been doing for the last 5 years. That's kind of what you see all these chairs back here. We have meetups where we have business owners who come in and we pitch them on services. And I say pitch them on services. We actually don't pitch anything. We just get up and demonstrate on how they can use social media and online marketing to build their businesses, as well as have guest speakers come in from time to time. But anyways, I grew a real estate investing business to 7 figures and literally walked away from it, moved to Alabama, started it back up, and we have 6 projects going right now currently. So we're well on our way to getting back to that 7 figures that I once was, with a lot less overhead, a lot less headache, a lot less staff, a lot less marketing dollars spent, because I'm basically using the organic methods that I teach on growing our business and growing our awareness here in the area. So again, like I said, I'm doing what I wish I would have done when I first got started in real estate investing and building out a software business. For those who don't know, I also have a software business. I'm doing this because I hope this channel will help others who are looking to get into charter fishing. That's right. We're launching a charter fishing business called the Anything Fishing Charters. Truth be told, I don't really know the first thing about running a charter fishing business, and there isn't really a ton of information out there. There's a few articles and blah blah blah, but not a couple forums. But it's kind of hit or miss, and there's not a lot of videos to break down. Hey, here's what you need. Here's the bait, the rods, the reels, the tackle, all that stuff. Here's how much you charge. Here's how much a captain should make. None of that stuff is really broken down. So I'm hoping this channel will show you guys kind of how you can go and launch your own charter fishing business as well. And we'll see. Maybe we're successful. Maybe we're not. Great thing about this is it's not my primary source of income. We really just wanted to buy a boat. That's one of the things we wanted to do. But if you know anything about me at all, I don't buy anything unless I can figure out a way for somebody to pay for it. Robert Kiyosaki talks about in Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's like the poor people would say they can't afford something. Wealthy people ask, how can they afford it? I take it a little bit of a step farther and I ask, how can I get somebody else to pay for it? So that's where we're at right now. On top of that, getting local captains to share their tips, tricks, and even failures is really hard to come by. We've already started getting a lot of local captains who are hoping for our failure. Literally, in one of the threads, like, I hope you lose $100,000. It's kind of an assholeish move, but it is what it is. I experienced the same things when I jumped into the software business. Same things when I jumped into the real estate business. You're always going to have people that are trying to discourage you. The key thing is, don't listen to them. Block out that noise. Do what you want to do. Don't let anyone discourage you from doing what you want to do. So, what's the vision for the Anything Fishing Charters? Well, it's great friends, great fishing, and great family. We want to stand out a little bit and do things just a little bit differently. We were already getting drug in some comments for saying that we're going to be the most expensive 6-pack in the area, when just up the street in Destin, Florida, I say just up the street, it's probably about 2.5, 3 hours away, but they're charging what we're looking to charge here in Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. And I truly believe that this area is going to be the next Destin. There's still a lot of opportunity down here. There's a lot of empty lots. There's a commercial airliners that are starting to come in. It's really, really a huge opportunity, I feel like, and one of the big reasons why we moved here. So you probably want to know how we even obtained a boat in the first place. How does a real estate investor come across a boat? Well, luckily, I have a great partner who's always wheeling and dealing and looking for deals. And he came across this auction for a boat that was, being stored at one of the marinas here, and it was going to be auctioned off for storage fees. So the starting bid was going to be $7,900. But instead of going that route and going to auction steps, like, I don't typically go to foreclosure auctions for houses because I don't like competing against everyone else. I usually try to get ahead of that. So what we did was we called the owner. We found the owner. We called him up and asked if he would be interested in an offer. This is a 35-foot Cabo Express. I'll throw a picture up here on the screen. It's a beautiful, beautiful boat, well taken care of. Unfortunately, it was in the water for Hurricane Sally. It broke loose, landed on a pier, and kind of got roughed up a little bit. So we knew it was going to need some extensive repairs. We didn't necessarily know exactly how much, but the engines appeared to be in good condition. The generator appeared to be in good condition. The cabin, it just looked like mostly just some fiberglass work and some railings that needed to be sorted out. Other than that, like, it was in pretty good shape. We did have to replace all the isinglass. For those of you that don't know, the isinglass is like what goes around. It's like plastic kind of windows that zip up and down and all that stuff around the cabin of the boat. So that was around like $6,000 just to replace that. So what we ended up doing was contacting the owner. We made him an offer for $45,000 and he accepted it. I'm glad he accepted it. That was a great offer and a great deal for both of us. But I wish I would have offered maybe a little bit less if I knew he was going to accept the first offer. So there was a lien, obviously, from the storage facility for $7,900. We had to pay that off, and then there was another lien which we already knew about because we did our research for $18,000 at a marina down the way that he had some work done on it several years prior. So we called them up and said, "Hey, look, I know this has been open and it's been attached to the boat for a while. We're looking to buy the boat. What would you guys take to resolve this lien?" And they came back and we actually ended up getting that $18,000 down to $9,000. So we saved $9,000 there. So we ended up basically being all in about $61,000 to purchase the boat. Now this boat is, like I said, a 35-foot Cabo Express. Other examples of it with, low hours on the engines. So we only have like 1,700 hours on our engines, or selling for anywhere between $200,000 to $250,000. So we figured, hey, we put $30,000-$40,000 in this boat. We had an inspector come out and look at it and kind of give us an idea what we were going to be looking to spend, and we'll be basically all in for $100,000 to $110,000 on a great boat. So have $100,000 in equity, if not more. So we made the offer. They accepted it. We had the boat towed to a repair shop, and it floated. Thankfully, there was nothing to concern there, and it's been there for several months now. So I'm going to show you guys some pictures of that. I took some video whenever we first took possession of it and put it in the water and had it drug out to or towed out to the boatyard to get some repairs. So we're going to be repairs, like I said, around $35,000-$40,000. All right. So what's the next biggest hurdle? Well, I don't know what I don't know, and we've been looking for a captain. We have some interviews lined up with 5 or 6 captains. We went to not a local Facebook group. We went into a Facebook group that basically where people go and post jobs for captains, and we got a lot of interest. Like I said, we got drug a lot too by we got called gravy dippers. You don't know what that is? It's like somebody coming in and trying to dip off the top of the old timers or established enterprises, because we're the new kids in town. And I expected some pushback, but not quite as much as we initially received. But we'll see how it goes. So right now, our whole goal is to establish a good captain and a good relationship with someone who can put some people on some fish and who wants to run our beautiful boat. So typically what we've found is that a good captain usually starts out around 20% of the gross of the sale. So if it's a $1,500 trip for 6 hours or $1,700 trip for 6 hours, it'll take 20% of that gross. We're structuring things a little bit differently. I think we kind of came to an agreement so far with a couple of captains that we're interviewing, to where we're going to do 60% to us, 40% to the captain, but that's of the net, not of the gross. So we're going to have to take out slip rent, which is going to be $450 a month. We have these services and stuff, that credit card processing fees, insurance. Obviously, we'll break that down into a daily rate. Fuel obviously is going to be a huge expense with the prices the way they are right now. You're talking 420 gallons of diesel to fill this thing. So we probably will use around $400 worth of fuel on every trip that we take. We don't know that yet. We'll figure out those as we get to doing this more often. And then permits, another thing that I didn't think of because I don't know anything about running a charter business. So we're all going to learn and grow together, and hopefully, like I said, this video helps you guys in the future. But permits, what I found, You could typically find some commercial fishing permits for around $30,000 to $40,000, or you can lease permits for anywhere between I've seen as low as $5,500 to typically around $7,000 for the year. So we haven't really determined on exactly what we're going to do. I think one of our captains already has a permit, so if we end up going with that captain, he's probably going to bring his permit over to our boat. We'll just move it over, and same with gear. I've been on some deep sea fishing trips. I love deep sea fishing. It's a lot of fun. Like it's one of the best things you can do when if you go on a beach vacation, or if you want to take clients out, or you want to go out with some friends. It's a fantastic trip. Everyone should go deep sea fishing at least once in their life, and I think once you do, you'll be hooked. No pun intended. So the permits, like I said, we're still deciding on whether or not we're going to lease or going to buy. Options I've found when trying to build a website and get instant exposure. Luckily for me, I'm really good at digital marketing. I'm really good at building websites. So I have a website that we've already launched. We're integrating some calendars from Fair Harbor. So what Fair Harbor does is they basically manage all of your booking on the back end. And they have a deal with Stripe. So instead of paying a 3.5% or 4% processing fee through Stripe, they do so many transactions, their fee is actually 1.9%. So we save some money there. However, on the back end, if they book it through their calendar and through the link on our website, we will be paying them 6%. So that turns out to be like 7.9. Let's just call it 8%. Right off the top, it's done. And then I'm also paying referrals 10% of the net after expenses. So referrals will get a nice little check for sending business our way as well. The other thing that I found is there's this website called Fishing Booker. Apparently, that's kind of the go-to for everywhere. It's they do the most marketing. They have the most presence in SEO and in PPC. So if you search in your area for a deep sea fishing trip, chances are you're going to be taken to a Fishing Booker website, and you're going to have all these options. Now, their marketing is a little bit different, and it's actually pretty ingenious, and they're making a ton of cash. I mean, a ton of cash. They have no boats to worry about, no overhead, just a software that books charter fishing trips. And what they do is they charge you as low as 10%, all the way as high to 30% to book your boat, to get you some exposure. So where that scale changes is if you're at like 20%, you're basically what they say is average. You'll get average viewability, you'll get average bookings. If you go up to 25%, you'll have higher visibility and you'll have more bookings. Obviously, if you go all the way to 30%, you'll be the highest visibility and you'll get the highest amount of bookings, but you immediately cut out 30% of your profit right off the bat, right? So we're going to toy with it for a little bit while we're working in the background to build up our SEO presence, build up our local presence, build up our Facebook, our YouTube channels, all of our social medias and stuff like that. So we're going to toy with it and kind of let you guys know if it's worth it, if it's not worth it. I'm sure it's worth it. Everyone's using it. However, 20 to 30% is a lot of money. So where we're at right now on the boat is, and you're probably wondering, well, Brent, I don't have money to go buy a boat, so how would this even matter? Well, funny story is, I used zero. Actually, we got paid to buy this boat, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm going to break that down for a second. So we already told you we bought the boat for $45,000. We're all in going to be $105,000. I borrowed $100,000 from a private money lender and told him that I would pay him 10% interest only for 12 months, and that if we did not have it paid back off in full in 12 months, so I had a 12-month balloon on it, that he would own the boat after we've found the deal, got it redone, remodeled, all that stuff. Well, everything's been done, and we are getting it refinanced currently, and the bank is giving us $200,000. So I'm actually going to make, minus the 6 months that we've had it now, so $6,000 that I've made in payments at that 10% interest only on $100,000. I got about $110,000 in the boat, so I'll actually make about $90,000 on this boat. Now, what are we going to do with $90,000? Well, obviously we need to go buy reef permits. We're going to buy some gear. We're going to update some of the electronics on the boat, and then obviously store some back for some maintenance that may happen or may pop up that we may need. So that's where we're at on that. So Fishing Booker is, obviously the biggest resource out there for getting your charter booked. Obviously, if you know any little thing about PPC, online marketing, digital marketing, social media marketing, any of that stuff, you could do really well, because there's not really a lot of captains that know that industry or know that side of the business very well. Thankfully for me, that's really all I've been doing for almost a decade is marketing. So a little over a decade, almost a decade. I'm already old. So, what are we paying a captain? Like I said, typically the captains are going to be making 20% or more. We have our captain that what we really like right now that's coming in on Wednesday for interview, that we hope that we'll be able to keep on board. We're going to pay him 40% of the net and us take 60% of the net. How much are we charging? This is why we kind of got drugged. They told us we are going to be the most expensive charter business around for 6 hours at $1,700, right? So $1,700 for 6 people, it's like $280. You don't have $300 to go fishing for 6 hours on a $250,000 boat. Then I don't, with a great captain that will put you on some fish and put you on a great time, then it's probably not the right deal for you. My mission is to create an intimate and almost concierge type feeling for our fishing charters. Right? I don't want to be the school bus of the sea, to where there's these big boats that take out 13, 14, hell, even some 20 or 30 people to go fishing. I don't like that. I want to be, 6 of my closest friends, 6 of my best clients, 6 of my family members, my closest family members. I'd much rather have that experience than trying to pump an entire family reunion on or an entire office space onto a boat, and we're all sitting there shoulder to shoulder fishing. Because ultimately, even if you're on a 40-something foot boat and there's 13, 14 people, it's still pretty tight quarters, and there's typically only one bathroom. So nobody wants to do that. Who wants to spend 6 hours or 12 hours on a boat with one bathroom with 12 or 13 people? Not me. It doesn't sound like fun. So we want to create a family-friendly environment that's a lot of fun, that's a great resource for businesses who want to take clients out, that's going to be on a much nicer and much better maintained boat, right? So the Cabos are they're really nice. They're not your typical fishing boats that are all run down and kind of raggedy. This thing is top of the line, everything. I mean, it's even got Holly antique flooring. It's got a full bathroom with shower. It's got air conditioners. We got a grill. We got live wells. We got everything you could possibly want or need on the boat, and we're even going to do some overnight trips. I'm really excited about that, because I've been always wanted to go do some overnight tuna fishing. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting the chance to do that. So our whole goal with this whole thing is, obviously, if it makes money, great. We want to make money. I personally think I can get this to where we actually make 6 figures in our first year. We'll see how that works out. I could be way off. I don't really know, again, because I'm kind of clueless. I'm a Guggen, as they say. I'm going to be in the way of a lot of people, even though my captain's going to be the one that's going to be driving. So our whole goal was like, man, if we could have a boat that we could take clients out on, and we can go out on with our friends and family occasionally from time to time, and it pays for itself, we're pretty happy there. But obviously I'm competitive, and I want to build something that actually puts some money in our pocket. So I really and truly think that we can make 6 figures with this boat in a year. We shall see how that goes. And that's kind of in the background, that's kind of what's in my mindset. And that's the reason why I'm creating this channel. Because I know that, like, over time, as I'm learning things, I can share those things that I'm learning with you guys. I can share our successes, I can share our failures, and you guys can learn from that. So if you ever get the opportunity to go in and find a great deal of a boat, and you don't want to just flip it and sell it, maybe you want to try to charter it like we're doing, well, here's your blueprint. This is what I'm doing this for. That, and just kind of document and help build up awareness of who we are, what we do, and how we can help people in our community. That's really all it boils down to. So I look forward to sharing much, much, much more with you guys over the coming weeks and months, and even the next year. And we'll see where this channel goes. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching. Stick with me here, where I'm going to take you in when we go by gear. I'm going to introduce you guys to our captain. We're going to deck out the boat with some GoPros, get some great videos. We're going to launch some commercials, launch our websites, our socials, all that stuff. I'm going to break it all down and show you exactly how I'm doing it, so you guys can either model that success or avoid the massive failure. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm really excited about it. The Anything Fishing Charters is going to be launching very, very soon right out here in Gulf Shores, Alabama. So that's it for me today, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Hopefully, the next one will be us talking to our captain. Maybe we'll even film the interview process. I don't know. That kind of be awkward. Like, why are you filming this for? But we'll see. Later.